that is Podcast
Beyond.
Oh, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing out there? I know you can't reply to that, but it's kind of a rhetorical question. I am Chris Roper. I'm your host of Podcast Beyond this week. I am back after sickness and meetings. Good God, the meetings.
How was the revitalization chamber?
It wasn't bad. My arm had come off. So that got regrown. It's pretty good. It's not 100% yet. My wrist is still a little weak. But
did they install any cybernetic weapons?
I got that in my eye. So I can, you know how in the Terminator movies you get the red overview and it tells you what's a motorcycle and what's a jacket and if it would fit or not. I got that now.
Oh, nice.
Except that it only works on underwear, which is kind of bad.
Oh.
Anyway, so today I guess we have Greg Miller here.
Hey.
And Ryan Clements.
Hey, what's up?
Jeff is in the land of the rising sun playing a game that I don't know if we can even mention what he's playing, but people should be jealous. Anyway.
Or is he? Maybe he's here. Yeah, I'm right here. I'm not in Japan.
Jeff, hey, how you doing? Yeah. Jeff, how's it going? Jeff, how's your how's life?
Oh my God, that's crazy. I can't believe it.
Literally.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Edit. You can say bitch. You can say bitch on TV.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, they say it all the time on The View.
Yep. All right, let's kick things off.
Jeff's just gonna break through the door and
God.
strangle me.
No, let's kick things off with the Roper Report.
Time for some news. Sorry, I just thought I was taking over.
Oh God, the show falls apart when everybody's not here.
Man.
Oh man. All right.
Are you doing the impromptu stuff now?
Who
I thought since Jeff wasn't here, I'd do the time for
You know what?
news, but you ruined it as usual. Good job.
If we decide that he
think I
does the
made it
impromptu
better.
stuff, it's less impromptu.
Yeah,
You're
you're
right.
writing down all your impromptu stuff. That's,
Yeah, that
that's
does.
actually
Yeah,
not
you just kind of
impromptu.
gotta do it.
This needs to be.
I don't
Alright,
believe it.
yeah,
All right, well, whatever. Oh, God, I didn't save this first. Anyway, hopefully the podcast doesn't crash. All right, so there wasn't a whole lot of news to talk about this past week. Some, decent stuff. Previously reported that Phil Harrison had left Sony. That was pretty major news. Now, last Monday, we learned that Phil Harrison is now at Infogrames.
Infogrames is entertainment.
Yeah, so it's a pretty classic song if you haven't heard that one. Anyway, so he's over there and he's working with, what are they doing?
Is he going to rock our world?
I don't know.
What do you think of this decision, Roper?
Whatever. I mean, I don't know.
I think it's interesting. At first, I was like, yeah, that's a dumb move. But first off, they probably gave him a dump truck full of money.
Oh, yeah.
And secondly, you figure if he comes away and he brings Atari back to glory, then he's the savior. And if not, I got on too late.
Well, here's the thing, too, is that it's a very, international foreign company, really.
Mm-hmm.
So you're putting somebody out in front that can speak to anybody.
Yeah.
Phil Harrison's great, obviously, presenter and whatever. And
He's
so,
tall.
he makes, he's a great voice for, the UK and the US and all that stuff for Infogrames. So, good. I think it's a bad move on his part. I would have gone somewhere else. I would have tried to get into Microsoft or Nintendo or something.
IGN.
Or IGN, yeah. I mean, he should have come in here, not take my job, but whatever. Continuing on with the news, the U.S. features for Gran Turismo Prologue were announced last week, which I know I'm hugely excited for. Whereas the Japanese one had online play, 30-some-odd cars, and 4 or 5 tracks. I think it was 5 tracks. The U.S. one has 60 cars.
Whoa!
You get a couple Mustangs in there that you didn't have
I have a
before. A
Mustang.
couple more Ferraris. You get the F40. Yeah, the Ferrari 40. A couple other classic Ferraris of some sort. A bunch of other cars. There's now 6 tracks. Online play still in there. And the coolest addition, I think, in Prologue to me is that there will be car customization. So you'll be able to tune your stuff kind of like you will be able to in the full game. So that's pretty awesome. And then last bit of information to mention is that John Haidt, I'm hoping I'm saying his name correctly.
Haidt?
Mentioned that, and he's the director of development at Sony, and he mentioned that come this spring we're going to see a spring cleaning of sorts for the PlayStation Network.
Ooh.
So I believe he also mentioned something about voice support for a chat during games, which would be pretty nice to have that in there. But which everybody then used as speculation to say, cross media or in-game cross media bar is finally coming. Blah blah blah. But anyway, for the store, he's talking about you just have one click to purchase something and all this other kind of stuff. So they're going to try to streamline that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting. But that very exciting news does bring us to this week's topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
Man, we need to
Nothing
kick this up a
impromptu
notch.
on that one, huh, Ryan?
So I thought you were doing it.
So let me tell readers a bit of something. Right now, when we're recording this is almost 5 p.m. Usually we
You
record.
can totally tell that it's way later in the day.
Yeah, usually we record Podcast Beyond at about 11 noon, something like that. It's before lunch. Everybody's in there. We've all been working
Had
for
a
a
cup of
couple
coffee.
hours, cup of coffee. We're rested. And now we're at the end of the day. And we had all this other crap happening, so we
I
had to
am
kind of push
starving,
back.
too.
Yeah, I'm starving.
I went to this event today that I can't talk about, and I didn't eat enough free food.
I didn't eat any free food. I didn't eat any lunch today, so I'm hurting bad.
They sell
we ran
bagels
out
up
of-
on the 4th floor.
This is what I don't
Oh
understand.
no, I did have a bagel for breakfast.
Why
but
don't you eat anything at lunch?
I couldn't go to lunch. I had to play Hot Shots, and then I had to do some other stuff before that. So
How's Hot Shots looking?
Hot Shots is really good.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. Our review will be up on Thursday, but
When's it come out?
it's very fun. It comes out next week.
Woo!
But
You
yeah,
gotta
it's super
stop
fun.
tapping that pen.
Okay, I won't.
Kids are
tap
gonna
it
think their
anymore.
speakers are on fire.
And I think that's funny. But yeah. Anyway, so it's late in the day. But anyway, topic of the week is PlayStation Store. What we think that Sony, now that they've said, or at least one guy at Sony said, hey, we're going to revamp this thing. What we think is going to happen.
I
what we
expect
hope
to
we
be
happen.
horribly underwhelmed.
I think I think you're kind of on the mark. I think that there's going to be a major change in how it looks, but I think it's also going to be kind of not all that great.
Do you think functionality will stay the same as it is?
Do you
now?
think they'll still have that same kind of interface where it's like an in-window internet browser where you move the arrow around?
Yeah.
You don't think they'll ever actually have a program where you select with a cursor,
Like the Xbox
with
Blades?
Xbox Blades or something?
I really wish they would add that because navigating, I mean, even though the way that some of the stuff in the Xbox Live marketplace and whatever is kind of categorized as kind of messed up,
Yeah.
navigating through their whole system is awesome. It's really fast, and I wish Sony would kind of do the same thing. But I think we are just going to see it more browser-based thing, which kind of sucks. One part that sucks about that is if you're on the Xbox, it things propagate almost immediately because almost all of it's built in. But on PlayStation Network, it's all slow, and you have to wait there for all the icons to appear, and meh.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I like the PlayStation a lot, and it just sucks it has to have that, the PSN's where it is right now.
Yeah, but
So I'm
maybe
excited for something. But
but maybe they'll turn it around. Maybe it'll be like the most amazing thing of all time.
yeah, maybe
I
no
mean,
pressure.
Maybe it'll basically be not that I use iTunes really, but maybe it'll be the iTunes of game purchasing and demo downloading.
Wow.
Ooh,
That would be high stuff.
that'd be amazing.
Although he didn't say it was like a total revitalization of the PSN, he just said spring cleaning, right? So,
Well, yeah, but think about it this way: when you spring clean in your house, you could change all the furniture in your living room.
that's
You have the
true.
same furniture, and in this case, in my analogies, you have the same content, same demos, whatever. But it's in a whole new place and looks like a whole new thing, and you can see your TV better, and you have your couch closer to the table, so you can put your cup down much more easily. So you have access to all your things better. Maybe that's what's going to happen with the PlayStation.
There's no
Store.
fungus growing up your walls.
I like that analogy. I just made a whole lot.
That's a good one.
That was
That's a
very,
good one.
very good.
Roper, give me odds over under on us seeing an in-game cross-media bar from the spring clean.
What time frame are we saying the spring clean is going to happen?
Spring.
Okay, so we're going to say by
Anywhere before July, basically.
okay before July. I'd say it's a 60% chance to happen.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
3-2.
I'd go 30%.
Yeah.
I have no faith in this ever happening anytime soon, which is sad.
Okay. But remember at GDC, Sony was handing out T-shirts that Sony made that said "Insert XMB."
Yeah, funny.
Yeah.
Good job.
So I mean, the
We
company's
had no products, no announcements, no press conference. Here's a funny shirt making fun of what you desperately want in your system.
Exactly. So
Thanks,
I-
Sony.
I thought it was funny.
you know
I'm
what?
sure
So
you
I
did.
don't think that Sony would make fun of a feature that it's greatly lacking, really.
Yeah.
Unless it was working on it.
I don't. Okay,
so-
this kind of I'm gonna use this for a jumping off point, but
Let's
it still
do it.
pisses me off that I get for when we have to do Call of Duty on the game,
said duty.
editor beatdown, and I tell them all, send me a request. I delete my friends list, and then I put the new kids in to make it work, and they'll see that I'm then playing it, and then they'll send me friend requests, knowing that I can't cancel the IGN room I've just created. And grab
Yeah.
that. And speaking of that, kids need to effing listen. Because last week we talked about friends requests, and I said that I'll accept PSN ones, but then have to delete them when I do the Call of Duty thing.
Yeah.
And so this week I deleted a bunch of kids for Call of Duty, and I got besieged with emails like, why did you delete me? That's why I deleted you. I had Call of Duty. And secondly, I said I'd accept PSN ones and not 360 ones. So when I went out and found 23 360 friend requests, very upset.
Uh-huh.
So there you go, kid.
Yeah. one kid with 22 names.
And I'm not giving up my Brawl code either, so go away.
Man, I refuse to use the stupid Nintendo code. I tell you what, no matter how bad you think that Sony's doing it, it's way better than anything Nintendo's doing.
Absolutely.
Did you ever get yours working efficiently or properly?
Not efficiently, but it did work.
No. My thing is I can only host Brawl games with my friends. If my friends are doing a Brawl game, I yesterday had a success rate of 1 out of 7 is joining someone. And then if I want to jump into
with
any
anyone?
one match, it hasn't worked yet.
You can't do that?
It hasn't worked yet.
I haven't gotten it to work either.
I'm not even bothering because I'm not typing in a stupid code just to play you.
Not even for me.
No, I'm not playing anybody.
Will you come over?
I'll come over.
Okay.
I'll come. I'll sit down and play. It's way better that way. And you can't.
Yeah, it is better when you're just all on a couch and just playing together.
Whatever. So you got to give it to Sony for actually having some sort of functionality, even if it's kind of broken. And
kudos there.
Yeah. So good job, Sony, for not being a total deadbeat
It's just like
online.
completely packaged wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the problem. Nintendo's is always broken.
I did call Nintendo support yesterday about that issue, though. Did I tell you that? Just about the fact that basically no one can get on right now, and they just said
they're saying server load, right?
Yeah, they're working on it.
You should have just called Matt.
Just call Matt.
Yeah.
Casino, lower the score. Oh God. We'll talk about this later, I guess, when it's on Beyond.
Yeah.
But I put the code into the internet and came up with other answers.
Awesome. We'll discuss that.
So
later.
yeah. Oh well, this is kind of functional. It might be my router.
You can talk about it now. This is still relevant to PlayStation folks.
Not really.
They might have a
Currently, though, my PlayStation 3, when I turn it on, it'll log me into my PSN name, and then by the time I start loading a game, it'll log me back out. And then when I get to the game, I have to, I'll go to an online function. It'll log me in, and it's fine after that. But
you have that one step where.
Yeah,
what kind of router do you have?
I got a what's it called, Linksys.
You got that blue one with the 2 dealies that everybody has, the WRT54G.
Yep. That's one I've heard a lot of problem about. Mike says I have to make an IP for it, and that I got to worry about ports.
I don't know.
When I get home, try to get
you just
the
have to
right.
all my systems
port forwarding.
All my systems are on there wirelessly.
I can walk you through it. It's easy.
And they all work fine. So I don't know.
Okay.
I think that brings us to the end of the topic of the week. That was
a short one. We also skipped over the list.
I didn't skip over the list. It was my remix.
Oh, I didn't know we were remixing, Bob.
I did skip over the list. So, hey, Greg, why don't you tell us what games are coming out this week?
Well, I will, because I have the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors. All right. It's a big week, but not in the way you'd expect, Christopher Roper.
Oh, man.
PlayStation 3 has Condemned 2, Bloodshot, and Pro Evolution Soccer 2008. PSP has Pro Evolution Soccer 2008, Wild Arms XF, and World Championship Cards, which I'm pretty sure I said was coming out last week, but somehow it made it onto this week too.
Yeah, that game's been coming out for about 7 years.
All right. Take a deep breath. PlayStation 2 has Buzz Jr., RoboJam, Buzz the Hollywood Quiz, El Tigre, George of the Jungle, and The Search for the Secret. Possibly the most ambiguous but awesome name in the history of the world. Pro Evolution Soccer 2008, Ratchet & Clank Size Matters. No, man, I can't even read my own handwriting. Oh, Sprint Cars 2, Shower or Shockwave, Showdown at Eldora, World Championship Cards, World Heroes Anthology, and Sea Monsters, A Prehistoric Adventure.
I like that one.
I do like that one. I'm assuming Sam's
I like
doing
El Tigre.
El Tigre.
El Tigre.
Who knows what it means, Rope?
Man, we should have done that list earlier. I got everybody excited.
I know. Now we're pumped.
Now we're pumped because of the list. Let's cut this part of the podcast out and put it in the. Well, actually, that's not going to help at all. We'll still. Yeah. Anyway, very good. So you know what time it is now? Actually, we had to. So we've done this a couple of times before, but we had a special guest stop by and talk to us about a certain game. Greg, you want to intro the segment?
Yeah, I'm playing Dark Sector because I'm reviewing it, and I've written a billion previews on it.
Hells yeah.
Woo! And we had D3 bring in Josh, producer on Dark Sector, and he's here to tell us all about the game. Me, Roper, and Jeff sat down. Ryan was in timeout.
Yeah, he was,
sitting in the corner.
He was in the corner
with a cap.
Yeah, with the
dunce cap.
The camera falls on the ground and somebody else is being killed over in the corner, and you're standing in the corner like Blair Witch. Anyway,
oh, man, that'd be terrible. Don't even
freaky.
joke like that.
So kick up your heels, listener, and prepare to hear all about multiplayer and glaives and how it went from being in space to being in Russia.
Hey, so here we are with Josh Austin, producer at D3 for Dark Sector. Josh, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. So we have a series of questions that readers send in here, which Greg's going to head up. But I know one thing to get started is that Dark Sector was really the first next-gen game anybody ever saw related to the Xbox 360, PS3, or whatever, and that was a long time ago. And then there was all kinds of things that changed from that original concept or whatever. Can you talk about where we started and kind of where we're at now that the game is pretty much ready to go?
Yeah, since I'm the producer at the publisher, we didn't work on the original stuff, so when I got it, some of those changes were already taking place. The reason why is because originally they made the engine. They didn't have the engine to work off of for next-gen stuff. They broke apart from Epic, and they decided to start creating this engine specifically for Dark Sector. So they had that original sci-fi thing. It was really just a movie and just showing the tech off, like a tech movie, so they could freeze things and see the effects and stuff like that, but it wasn't like they were working on the game then. It was just basically, working on the tech. When we picked up the project, that's when we started working on the current look of it and stuff. Basically, at the time, we wanted to tell a superhero story, basically, and we wanted to nail it back into nowadays kind of setting, because the graphics are so realistic, and you watch like a Spider-Man movie and you feel like you could become Spider-Man when it's in like nowadays settings. So that's kind of one of the major things with it, was just trying to bring it in to bring the player into the experience a little bit more, to feel like he could become this superhero. And just basically the real reason. Sci-fi kind of went into this game, and you'll see that in some of the parts of the game. You'll see some of that original sci-fi stuff kind of working its way in there as you play through too. So we haven't totally lost all those things. It's just different.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm Greg Miller. So I am actually almost done with Dark Sector, Josh. And I have had fun. I will not spoil my review. I have had fun so far. I do want to say, though, on that level, I think, don't get me wrong. When you're not here on Monday, I'll completely cut you down.
Oh, good.
Yes, this isn't being filmed on Monday. Even though we never film podcasts, because that doesn't make sense. But one of the things it does, I think that so far in my playing, I think Dark Sector does a great job of making me feel powerful. And still challenged, because it's one of those things where a lot of times you play a game and either you're blasting everybody and there's no challenge to it, or they're giving you powers but they're still restricting them in such a way that it doesn't. But in the way that Hayden charges up his abilities and stuff, I think that it really works. And plus, it's got the best shotgun I've played in recent memory, which that was awesome. And it actually will lead into my first question that I should have page 2 before I said. There we go. Ninjaholic asks, were you guys influenced by the old movie Krull when it comes to the glaive, and RE4 when it comes to the gameplay and making Dark Sector?
Definitely, we were influenced by RE4. As far as Krull, originally the blade started out as this thing that was going to call weapons from a distance. It wasn't really supposed to be this like damaging, crazy weapon that it became. But the lead game designer just threw it into a guy trying to do something, grabbing the weapon out of his hands, whatever, and it got stuck in him, and the blood was squirting out and stuff from it. And he was just like, "Oh God, this is what we got to do." So that's when it started to take a life into what it is now, where it just turned into this chopping up, crazy, brutal weapon. And then we actually bought Krull. And to be honest, I was kind of disappointed. I remember loving that movie. And I watched it now, and I was like, "Oh,
it's so
spandex,
cheesy.
hairy chest,
worst hair of all time."
yeah. So yeah, it was pretty tough to watch again. So, but yeah, I mean, also another thing is funny is Krull, he uses it like twice. There's this elaborate beginning for when he gets it, and he uses it maybe once or twice the whole movie. So we wanted to bring that back and make people happy and use it when they couldn't use it in the movie, or you see it in the movie that much.
Totally,
so we went the opposite direction, where you use that mostly, or a lot.
I mean, springboarding a bit from that, I'm sure most people know, what is the base story of Dark Sector now? I mean, it has changed a lot. Originally, it was when they showed the tech demo, it was in space, it was sci-fi, all this other stuff. What is it today?
Basically, you're the CIA agent that's you go in to take out this rogue agent who is in this city. When you find him in the beginning of the game, you get infected, and that's when you wake up the next day with this infected arm and the glaive. You're still after this rogue agent. Some reason you're not turning into a monster like the rest of the guys that are running around this area. So basically, you're just trying to figure out why that is. You also have to hunt this guy down to actually get home. And then you're just thrown into this world, and you're kind of like battling both sides, the human side and also the monster side. And that's basically it as you hunt down the guy who did that to you.
Now, there's one thing that I've seen when Greg's been playing, and it's like some of the abilities that Hayden has, because I've seen like kind of what looks like an energy shield or a bubble shield, and he also can like set the glaive on fire and use it. Can you talk a little bit about some of those powers that he winds up getting with it?
Yeah, there are 3 major powers that you get from defeating bosses, but there's a ton of other little things that you pick up throughout the game. It's like as soon as you get the glaive, a couple levels later, you get the steel ability, which was the original idea for the glaive. And then you can pick guns up from a distance, pick up objects from a distance. Then you get the next thing, which is aftertouch. These are all little things that add to the glaive that just makes it so much more fun to play with, which is that first-person glaive mode where you can move it around and chop through people and go around cover, which is great. It's a lot of fun in multiplayer and stuff where you can go around cover objects and cut people up when they're trying to hide. It's a lot of fun. And then, as you defeat a boss monster, the first boss is in level 4, you get the shield ability, because basically that boss is mostly, he's just really buff and he's got thick armor and stuff like that. So you kind of get that ability through the infection and the powers with the arm. And that helps you redirect explosives, like whenever you get shot at by a rocket, stuff like that. And also you can not take damage when getting shot at. And then there's more. Am I allowed to talk about the rest? Okay.
There's a PR person in the room.
We've got a PR person. Then the third major one you get is the shift ability, which is basically cloaking, which is just a lot of fun. It's like Predator or whatever. It's you get to cloak and hide and sneak up behind enemies and instantly finish them, which is a ton of fun. Because all the guys will be firing at the last direction that they saw you at, so you can kind of just sneak around and flank them yourself, which is a lot of fun. And there's other ones trying to think of, but I'm going blank.
You can freeze them, fire, all the stuff.
There's electricity and fire and frost. So those are all like by level. So the whole thought process behind it was basically when the learning stops, the fun stops. So we tried to really put these little almost like carrots to, like they keep you entertained as you get to the next level. It's like all of a sudden you get to play with frost or like something like that, where it just adds a little bit more uniqueness to it and a lot more fun or diversity to it. So you'll go into a battle in like level 8 or 9 and you can throw in the glaive to get electricity or frost or fire or whatever. And sometimes there's elements of those all over in one little room, and you can just have fun and take out guys however you want.
Now, the different elements play into the big part of, like, opening doors and taking out enemies. And Gomez 3, well, maybe, I don't know, Gomez G0M3Z asks, will puzzles be a significant portion of the game experience, or will they be simple and only exist for the sake of being possible? Here's where we use emoticons. Can we expect some involving puzzles which will get us stuck for a few minutes? Plain face. Hours, winky face. Days, upset stomach face, while we give our brains a workout.
Originally, we did have some pretty tough puzzles in there, but we've scaled them back. So I don't think that you'll be stuck for days, or maybe not even hours. They're not too difficult, but they're basically, it's like the whole thing with that was kind of like we took the idea of Zelda, but like reversed it. So we wanted to pace the combat, because there's a lot of combat in this game with some puzzles. So you can break down, relax for a bit, and figure out this puzzle, which is really not too hard, and it's kind of fun to do. It's like aftertouch puzzles where you go through little crevices to unlock doors, stuff like that. Just little fun things like that.
See, I think it's almost worse that way. Because really? I know they're not that tough, and I'll get stuck at one, and I'll be like, God damn it, I should know this. Because like when, I don't want to give anything away, but you learn aftertouch right away, and like then you get into this huge battle, and you're trying to learn to use it, but then I was using guns and picking stuff up and killing guys normally. And so then there's an aftertouch puzzle right after it, and I'd forgotten all about aftertouch. So I ran around forever trying to open things. I found some guy who was hiding, and like it wasn't working, and finally I was like, oh, wait, and I did it.
Cool.
Upset. Sean9986X. Roughly, how long is this game? What makes it stand out from other action games?
It's about 10 hours long. The major thing that just makes it stand out is the glaive, basically. But yeah, we're trying to. In this game, we gave the player a lot of options. It's we're not like forcing you to use one option. You can have multiple options in a combat situation. So we think we've opened up the door a lot of ways where you can have a lot of fun using the powers that he has, also in combination with the guns. So it's really unique in the way where you can watch somebody play and they'll do it completely different than somebody else, which is a lot of fun.
You're talking about, upgrading and being interchangeable and stuff. I think a big part of that's weapons. I was surprised at the black market. I mean, you go to these sewer holes, you go down there, and then he sells you guns, or you can upgrade your current ones with weapon slots, and you have to look around the levels to find silver briefcases that give you more kind of things to use. It was really a nifty system. I mean, was that something you guys wanted from the beginning, or is that just something that came with the evolution?
Yeah, we always wanted it from the beginning. And then it turned into that just because it was like one of those things where it was fun to just insert them in places where you could have to look around and find them. But yeah, we've always wanted that from the beginning, and it was a lot of fun to mess around with, because it totally. One of the problems we had, obviously, I'm sure a lot of people would kind of realize this because we've had this question a lot, is the glaive is so powerful and interesting. Why would you want to use a gun, right? So that was one of the approaches we took with that from the beginning, was adding the ability to upgrade it so that you could customize it and feel more ownership over it, so you want to use it more, right? And then on top of that, we added the dual wielding so that you could upgrade the handgun and make the handgun really powerful, so you can combo with the two, like throw the glaive into a guy and finish him off with like the shot-off shotgun or whatever, and just completely annihilate some guy, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we were trying to do, is just trying to keep the guns unique and fun, because they were a big part of our game too. And that's what the upgrades were mostly for. It's just trying to give the player that customization to really care about the weapon that they get.
Oh, I love my shotgun. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, it's one of those things when I was a big RE4 fan as far as how that shotgun felt right. It felt heavy and stuff. But then RE4 always makes you conserve ammo, so you only get to use it a couple times. And then, like recently, Turok came out and you could have 2 shotguns, but then they didn't do any damage. And this one, as I upgraded, I'm always very happy with it, because like there's these little guys who turn invisible and run at you, and like in the beginning you were so scared of them, now I can freeze them and blow them up and stuff. So.
Going back to the stuff that you can do with your glaive, how much of that is sort of forced upon the player, I guess, so that they see everything, as opposed to there's little nuggets here and there that players might not pick up on, but it's stuff that people that experiment a lot will get?
There's both of that, actually. Part of the glaive upgrades, we gave them to you in a place like as he was saying earlier, where you have to use aftertouch and stuff. We're trying to teach the player, because we also did some focus testing where, the power throw was given to people, but nobody was using it. So that's when we added like doors with chains on them. It's not really hard to figure out, but it's just a tool to learn how to do the process of using the power throw, which in turn helped people learn in the focus tests how to use it better in combat. And then I just forgot the rest of what I was going to say.
Well, how much is in there that players won't necessarally be shown right away, so that they can?
Yeah, there's just ways of using the fire and stuff that you'll see in the environment. That I mean, there's just it's basically, there's a lot of things in there that, like the one-off frost tanks, and then I was playing today and somebody was like, I didn't know you could get frost from that. It's totally just experimenting with the objects in the world, and throwing the glaive into them and stuff like that. You can get electricity from some transistors and telephone poles, stuff like that the more observant or experimental people will find, for sure.
That's cool.
It's neat because I was watching Josh playing. It was one of our guides who was over there watching. Like, I didn't know you could freeze that, and it was one of those things where I didn't even think to do that. Like, it seems like you got the glaive and you got your guns, and so you would understand everybody would do it kind of the same way. But I mean, just from watching you play, and I've watched the guides guy play, and I mean, we all do it differently. Especially the section you were where you were picking up freezing drops of water to make cover, whereas I'd run in there with my shield and blast guys up close, and then run back, and then run. I mean, it was just nifty.
Well, that actually kind of brings up something that I was wondering, was just like how much environmental interactivity is there because of things like being able to freeze stuff or blow things up or set things on fire. Like how much can people actually experiment with kind of the glaive and the powers to do things?
We have things that you can blow up to kill people and light them on fire, or shoot them to blow up things like barrels or whatever, like that kind of stuff. And then we've got the frost things, like he was saying, with the pillars that you can create frost pillars. There's a lot of that, actually. Not like overwhelming a lot, but there is there's stuff in there that you can mess around with and have fun with, for sure.
In previous previews, well, you're talking about focus testing a lot, and this kind of plays into this. I think that from all the times I've seen Dark Sector, which is a lot, it seems you guys always take away what all the reviewers say, or what all the people who are previewing the game say. As if we say, like, I remember Aftertouch used to be so hard. It used to be a complete bitch to use. You had to nail it like a split second to get it to, or not Aftertouch, I'm sorry, the power throw. You had to nail it right as it flashed yellow, and now you have a window.
I think when we were doing that one time, I think we were really mean, and we made it so it would line up up and turn yellow, and that's when you're supposed to throw it, but it was like a little off.
Yeah.
And right after we had went on that press tour, I was like, that's a freaking bug. You got to fix that, So, yeah, I mean, we totally watch how people play and see where they get frustrated, because obviously we don't want them too frustrated. We wanted a challenge, but we've been focus testing. These press tours have helped a lot, and yes, there was a lot of press tours. Thank you, Tamara. But it was great because we got to learn a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you bring away stuff, and one of the complaints I had with the most recent one was, and I'm still not 100% sold out in game, but again, I'll wait for the review. Was a melee was really clunky. Like I had a hard time killing guys right up close, and I've noticed in my single player adventure so far, now it seems like when I get right on top of a guy, if I put a shot into him already, it's like one slash, and then I can finish.
Yeah.
Vex Doppel is asking a question, I guess, from my multiplayer preview and a couple other things he read. In multiplayer, has close combat been adjusted? Because I personally think that in single player it has, but I'm not sure if that's from when I last played it or if multiplayer got touched on.
It's pretty close to the single player experience, except basically, I mean, the soldiers don't do as much damage when you're playing as a soldier as opposed to Hayden. Hayden does, the infected guy. There is one where you play as Hayden. There's another one where you play as 2 infected guys, not just specifically Hayden. But yeah, it's Hayden obviously does a ton more damage because he's more powerful. But the soldiers take, you have to do a few hits to finish a guy. And in some modes, that's how you actually get the points, is to finish Hayden. So it takes a while to take him down, but yeah, it's basically the same mechanic. That's also going back to focus testing again too. It's like for a while it was like that was so easy to melee people, so we were trying to mess with things to make it work. To get that sweet spot, because originally it was like, I mean, I would play the game, I'd just run up to people and melee them and finish them, I wouldn't do anything else. There was no point, because like the finishers don't seem to ever get old, and it's like when I'm running through trying to review something for a milestone or whatever, like that I'm doing for my job, I'm just running through and doing the most efficient thing, and we were like, oh, we got to fix this. This is ridiculous, right? So I think we've hit that spot where it's like you could get destroyed if you run up in the middle of a gunfight and try and melee someone and they don't do it. So it's a risk-reward thing that you just got to take a chance.
Okay. Wrapping up, you're on the PlayStation podcast. So we have 2 PlayStation super-centric questions. The first from Greggy-IGN. That's me. Yesterday, a press release came out, and for a long time, the big thing about 360 versus PS3 is that they have achievements and points and all this jazz. And then they've started trying to do accomplishments now, and it's just getting off the ground. Dark Sector has entitlements, which can you just explain that to listeners in general? Because
so the basically the rewards you get in the 360 are also in the PS3. It's just basically you do the same things that you would do on the 360, and you get these rewards in the PS3. And that's basically all it really is.
Yeah, it's, if people haven't looked at it yet, it's stuff like, headshots, rebound kills, stuff like that.
2 headshots.
And
stuff like that.
There's no points like 360, but you can jump out, and look at the entitlements, and you have little icons and stuff like that, correct? Yeah. And no home tie-in.
No.
Cool. Our final PS3-centric question comes from longtime Podcast Beyond listener, I am Akin. He asks, and this is something all Sony fanboys have at their heart that we always worry about. Okay. Are there going to be inferior textures, less frame rate? Is the PS3 getting the short end of the stick on Dark Sector?
We are very proud to say no.
Excellent.
It looks just as great on the 360 as the PS3.
I've been playing,
both of them, but whatever. I actually prefer the PS3 most of the time too.
Really? I love that controller.
I love them both. Yeah. It's with the vibration in it now, it's great.
DualShock. Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing. I've seen it pretty much all the press tour was run on 360s, and now that I'm playing on the PS3, I don't notice any. It's negligible from what I see.
Yeah. We worked really, really hard on that. Lots of late nights.
I'm set. I'm
awesome. Good. Josh, when's Dark Sector come out?
25th of March.
Watch people pick it up.
Because it's freaking awesome.
Radical.
Good selling point.
All right.
I think the only thing we need now is Beyond from you.
Yep. Oh, Beyond.
Oh, Beyond the Beyond. That should be your next. Do a remake of Beyond the Beyond. Radical.
There we go.
Now it'll be instantaneous for you fans. Back to Beyond. And we're back. What an interview.
Wow, that was awesome.
Robert, that's some of your best work I've ever seen or heard you do.
Yeah, I loved it.
I like Jeff's too because he didn't say that much.
Booyah!
Beyonded!
Beyond.
Patapone?
Patapone. Hey, did you ever start playing Patapone?
Man, I've still only played the first level.
And what'd you think of that first level?
I mean, I hit buttons a couple times. It was fine. I played the beat. Except, you know what? I was playing in the middle of the office and people were screaming like they always do.
That's rough, dude.
And I couldn't hear anything. And then I was like, let me match with the edge of the screen that's flashing.
Yeah.
That didn't work so well. But I mean, I made him run across the screen.
Good job.
You know, it looks cool.
Ryan, did you get any deeper in Patapone?
Nope.
Patapone.
God,
man,
you guys are embarrassments.
I got it, man.
Embarrassments to Patapon Society.
I'm in too many meetings to play Patapone right now.
Yeah, that's true. You are.
Very
Well, there you go. It's
unfortunately.
a portable game.
I know.
You can easily put headphones on when you're meeting people.
Yeah.
And all the meetings are going on.
it's
Dunham's up there.
It's very good.
Profits rose 17.5%.
Dunham, not like Dunham sounds like it all.
He does now. He's beaten by the system.
Man, I think he is the system now.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
I said it.
He's the man.
Hey, what's up next?
Next, we have a little thing that we like to call mail call, or mailbag,
Or male, female,
or mail female, or reader mail.
chain mail.
Or I have another title for it.
What's
Oh.
that?
In a normal call, we take to the mall and we maca on the chicles all through the fall. Though the season is the reason the girls love to call, because when the summer be a runner, we hit all night long.
That's good.
That's
That
pretty
was
good.
a good one. All right, that was worth writing down.
I didn't actually hear a title in there though.
Oh, that's just the whole thing is the title.
Mail call.
Okay, I got
Just
you.
that is it.
That's pretty
Right
interesting.
there.
Let's get right to it. W. Solomon 1 says, with Phil Harrison going to Atari, or a.k.a. Infogrames, Infogrames owns Atari, do you think it will benefit Sony because he knows the PS3 inside out? In other words, will the quality of software coming from Atari be better on the PS3? No, I don't believe so.
He's not going to go down on the development level and playing games.
No, I don't think that's going to help the actual, well, maybe to some extent. But he personally, I don't think knows anything about programming whatsoever. Maybe he made a little Hello World type thing in C++ one day, but I don't think he programmed. I could be wrong. But anyway, I think what may wind up benefiting Sony platforms as a whole, PSP, whatever you have, is that he's obviously going to make sure that, Atari and Infogrames as a whole, whatever, puts a lot of effort into them. He's going to say, make sure, PS3 is, of course, a viable platform.
Yeah.
Spend enough money to make sure it's equal or better than the other systems and blah, blah, blah. So I think that he's going to help give the system support, but he's not going to make it, all of a sudden, Atari's not going to be the new.
It's not like Atari's been holding back quality titles on the PS3.
Yeah.
They have issues across the board they need to address, not just on one system.
Zing. Let's go to one with dog with a couple underscores in there. Says, how excited should we all be that Hot Shots Golf is coming out in just 2 weeks? I say very excited.
Yeah, extremely. Those games are always awesome.
Yeah. So get that one.
Hey, did they
That's all
make
you wanna talk
golf
about?
more approachable for the casual fan?
Oh, maybe they did, Ryan.
Whoa.
That could be what it is. Maybe we'll find out if that's true or not in my full review on Thursday.
Great.
Is multiplayer easy?
Yeah, it's very easy.
All right, good.
It's an awesome
Is
lobby system in there. You can make it's weird. All the dudes that you make in the lobby look like South Park characters.
I really hope that they add like super upbeat music, like when you're running around.
Yeah,
Are there
but
a million
it's-
items to collect again?
Yeah, well, no, you can't customize your character, which kind
Really?
of sucks because
You can't put like different shirts and hats and
no, you can change. Well, they have each character has I think 4 different costumes,
Okay.
and you earn different clubs and balls and whatever, but you can't like change hats or you can't
Really?
change shirts because the character models are so high res that
okay.
which kind of sucks. You can, however, which is kind of weird, make a completely different person for your lobby stuff, but I don't know how much I can talk about that right now.
understand.
So yeah,
But it's cool.
Yeah, but it
Is
is
there
cool.
voice chat in the lobby in the multiplayer?
We'll come back to all that on Thursday. I don't
Okay.
want to go crazy on that, but
Just
anyway,
ballpark. Give me what are you gonna give it?
I don't know. It's gonna get very good.
So like a 10.
Maybe a 12.
Okay.
Wag My
13?
Cigar says not a 13. It's not high enough for a 13.
Can I review Open T2?
Whatever. Wag My Cigar says if you could only pick one, which Star Trek technology would you want to exist today? This was Ryan Clemence's pick for a mailbag thing of the week or whatever
It's
you
an
want to
easy
call
one.
Mailbag of the week.
it. No, wait. This whole thing is mailbag of the week. That's the mail of the week.
Mail of the week.
Is there gonna be a
That'd
female
be
of the week?
awesome. No.
Not on this show. All right. The options for the best Star Trek technology we'd want to see exist today are teleportation, time travel, laser weapons, gadgets that can miraculously cure illness, robots that will do your bidding, and lastly, in-game XMB.
That's cool. That's a nice one.
I have to say my See, the problem with okay, so my number one and kind of tied up there are time travel and teleportation because you could do some awesome things with those. Teleportation would be rad because you could be at work instantly. I could go, ooh, I want to have some pizza. Let me just teleport to Italy.
Yeah.
Right? You know, that'd be totally rad. The problem is, you all of a sudden have wars where you're like, okay, we're going to teleport an entire army to the front lines, and then the other guy's dead, and
Sure, that's a downside.
let's teleport a nuclear bomb into the middle of your house. Time travel has the
That'd
same
probably be the
problems.
best place to be, though.
I think teleportation is the best one in the options.
Yeah,
Because you figure let's at least limit it to the. I mean, you figure there was like little they had to stand on circles.
yeah.
So I mean, I guess you could build a giant circle.
Okay.
But I never watched a lot of Star Trek. Have they ever like hugged and transported at the same time?
Yes,
in
I
one
think
tube?
so. I feel like they have.
I think it'd be hard. I think you have to worry on some genetic level of getting everything interspliced there.
They've also had
Yeah,
like
kind of
great
like a fly.
dramatic scenes where like they're like half teleported and someone tries to like fire a phaser at them and it like goes through them and it's like dun dun dun.
Nice.
Awesome.
Maybe.
You figure time travel, you're gonna screw up the past or the present and everything else, and change
Yeah,
the time
and then
continuum.
Back to the Future, and Biff's gonna run everything.
Exactly.
Laser weapons. That's
I don't think what stops the laser. If I shoot you once, is it just gonna keep on going?
yeah. I guess
Fly
so.
off the
It
end
would
of the
just
world,
keep
put
going
a
until
hole
it
in the
burned
moon.
out or whatever it does.
Maybe he meant phasers.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Gadgets that can miraculously cure illness would be pretty awesome because I would then not care what I did. I would be drinking 24 hours a day, aside from losing my job, but fine. I would be, whatever. And
Fine.
The problem is that then overpopulation will happen instantaneously.
that's
People
also
have
that
to
is a
die.
problem. There's
I'm
problems
sorry,
with all
Ryan,
these.
you have to die.
I know. I totally
Robots that will
understand.
do your bidding. We're talking about Terminator.
They're gonna come back to. That bites
they're
us
gonna
in the
get
ass
us
every time.
Yeah. So the only thing that's safe on here is the in-game XMB.
Okay.
So that means Sony, in order for you to prevent armies from traveling directly into the front lines and taking out the White House, people going back and then Biff running everything, lasers that shoot through Earth and keep going, overpopulation, and the Terminator syndrome. Sony, in order to prevent all of those, you have to create the in-game cross-media bar.
That's the most convincing argument yet for this.
I truly believe that it is. I think that this is the new campaign that we need to use to get them to do it.
I bet they end up putting out a PlayStation 3 bundle with cross media in it.
Those little
We'll see.
gadgets don't cure old age, though. Everybody would still die if you could cure illness. It would
but
just
what
be
is
comfortable.
old, what
Yeah,
is old age though?
You're-
Then people would
my
just
heart's
live.
failing.
People would just
Exactly.
people would just live to like 150.
Yeah. That's what twice as much as people live now.
Did you ever see
So now all of a sudden
Bicentennial
I
Man?
thought the
population's
average
really
is already getting into the 80s now, isn't it? Or
whatever.
not?
It might be low 80s. But
Anybody
still,
see Bicentennial Man?
I did.
I saw them film part of it
Robin
right outside of
Williams?
Grace
High-quality
Cathedral in San
flick.
Francisco.
Yeah.
I like
Remember
that
when he's a
movie.
robot?
Yeah,
But
that
then
was
he, like,
awesome.
he has
Wasn't
sex
he the
with
robot the
girl.
All right, let's move
time.
on. 2779 says, will I be able to use a Wacom tablet to make levels in Little Big Planet, or will I be able to import PSD files from Photoshop? For anybody that doesn't know, Wacom tablets are those drawing tablets with a little pen that you use to interface with your
That'd be rad if you could do
Photoshop. It would be awesome. I don't think that's going to happen. It seems like that's a lot of work for a very niche crowd. But although if they did add it, then you'd have the people that were like hardcore enough to have purchased a Wacom tablet in the first place. You got to figure they know how to use them. They're
Reminds me
artists.
of that GDC tank game Ryan played.
There you go.
Draw a picture,
Yeah.
camera captures it, make a level.
And then
Absolutely.
importing PSD files, I don't know if you can import them, but I guess that's a TBD. That seems much more likely than the tablet thing, but we'll see. Nathan2587 says, do we all have high expectations for SOCOM Confrontation from what little we have seen so far?
I'm keeping a medium expectations. It looks really good
I have high expectations.
for the screens. They look good.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of two things is happening. I think either the game is totally screwed up, or it's going to be awesome, because Sony hasn't said anything, so it's kind of like they're keeping it quiet for a little while.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be awesome. I think that Science 6 is going to do a really cool job with it. I think that some of the stuff. I mean, we've seen very, very, very little from it, but some of the screens look cool. The environments look nice, so they got good art over there. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I don't care about those games, in case anyone cares about my opinion. Clearly not.
So you have no expectations. You got to speak, all right? We're sick of coming over to you with our little hat out going, we got an opinion, Ryan!
Let's do this one in reverse. I'm not going to say the reader's name. I'm going to say the little tagline that we say and see who's the first person that can guess it, and you win a prize.
Okay.
Stay on target.
Rogue leader.
There you go. And the prize is this pen. Here you go. He says, when are we finally going to get some newer impressions of Haze? Seems like the game slipped off the radar for a
Why do
while.
people keep talking about this game?
So here's the thing is, people had written about Haze, or we'd written about Haze, and we'd seen Haze a bunch of times a while ago. And then as the game was kind of coming together in development, they kind of put they were basically updating the blog every single day of the week, but not really showing the game. And it's very soon now, though. It's only a couple months out, so we should see it very, very soon.
You think we'll get preview code or
I'm sure
anything
we're
like
going
that?
I'm sure
Won't?
we're going to.
Will.
Or going
will.
to? Oh, okay.
We are going to, yes.
It'd be great if it's just Halo 3.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. They
code.
just
Like,
call
what
it,
the hell is
they just call it Halo. Except that the single player is actually good. Pseudo Prime 1979 says, what are the chances we will see God of War Chains of Olympus on PS2? I got to say that nothing's official, and Sony won't say anything, even, whatever, even off the record. But I got to say the chance is good because basically every other PSP game ever made is being ported to PS2. I mean,
the real question is, what are the chances of Patapon 2 being on the PS3? Ryan?
as a network title, that'd be awesome.
Or as it, any kind of title. I just want to play it on the big screen with big music.
I'm sure they'll. Hasn't
Big
it been
color.
selling well?
I don't know.
I
We'll
don't.
see.
It better be.
Yeah.
Eternal
Mac
Darkness
in it.
with two L's in there.
Ooh.
Says when the number sign are we going to some news on what team he's talking in signs and whatever. Anyway, he wants to know when we're going to hear about what Team Eco is doing.
They showed a screenshot a little while ago.
Yeah, they had that one like sort of screen, whatever sort of the thing that is, could be concept art, who knows. Anyway, we don't know. We have no idea actually. Hopefully sooner than later, because Eco and Shadow of the Colossus are two of my favorite games of all time, absolutely. And
Do you think they'll actually make a direct, like, numerical sequel to one, or will it just be another spiritual successor, like the two of them have been to each other?
I think it's going to be a spiritual successor. I think you'll have hints of the worlds in there, but
I think they're one of those one of those developers whose name is kind of the franchise. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I mean, everybody loves
exactly.
those games, but I don't think they think so much about.
And they also are basically allowed to do whatever they want. So Sony is not going to say you need to do a sequel.
Yeah.
They're going to say do something new, and
Do
they're going to
Superman
do it. Yeah. So this is an interesting one, Greg. You might not be able to talk about it till later.
Ooh.
But Prototype 23 says, is there any info on when whatever the title is? It's long as hell. Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix is coming out.
Yeah, I can't talk about this. Sadly.
There you go.
I would say news will come in the future.
Combat Wombat
Soon in the
2000
future.
The soon
says,
future.
do you guys think that GTA 4 will sell the most in April's MPD numbers, even though it will only have been out for one day?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
What else is coming out in April?
I don't know. I mean, I think that it's going to.
Yeah, I think it could easily do that.
Yeah. I mean, well, and technically how many days are in April? March, April. There's 30 days in April. So, it's going to be on
Got
sale
like
for
3
2
days,
days.
2 days.
It'll be on sale for 2 days, 29th and 30th. I think it can cross 2 million, 3 million in those 2 days. So, yeah, I think it'll be number one.
I love how you once referred to it as the most anticipated game in the universe.
Did I?
Yes.
That's true.
It was just funny. It was like
I say
Ghostbusters?
like
yeah, it's for you. And then he also wants to know, Greg, this is for you. What separates Dark Sector from other survival horror RE-like games besides the claw thing?
I feel
the claw
I
thing.
hope I'm not doubling up too much, seeing as how we just had the interview with the guy. But I would say I feel powerful and cool in the game. In RE4, I'm always on the run and I'm always conserving ammo, which is cool and
That's
it
what
works
I like
and
about
stuff.
RE4, though.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
That's what always pisses me off about the games. If I'm in a zombie movie, I want to feel
Well,
like
that's
I'm
why
in
I
it,
played
pop
Dead
people in
Rising.
the head and stuff. Yeah, well, that's true. Dead Rising's awesome. But
Yeah, greatest game ever
anyways, it has an awesome shotgun and it's powerful.
Thought that was
and
Pirates.
The powers are cool.
made. Pirates is the greatest game ever made. But also, Dead Rising is. M. Murgia.
What if you combine the two?
Pirate Rising? Holy crap. That is the greatest. Dead Pirate Rising. Man, that's the business.
You can credit me for that. If
Yes.
that game ever comes out, I get
Maybe that's
I
actually
get
Pirates
money.
of the Caribbean Part 4, and then they're going to make a game on it, and then Sid Meier will run it, and they'll have Capcom.
They better give me money for that. It was
that,
my
man,
idea.
that would be the greatest thing of all time.
I'd share it with you guys. I'll let you.
M. Murgia, whatever. Can you guys give Ryan his own 10-second Michael Winslow spot? His mech sounds were great. He sounded just like Michael Winslow, except not good.
I love that part at the end. That had me cracking up.
I think you should do it right now.
Well, I really need something to do, and the mech is easy. That's the problem. So if I didn't do that well, then I'm
All
in
right,
trouble.
here, let me give you this one. Some cops just stole a wheel of cheese. I mean, some robbers just stole a wheel of cheese.
No, the cops
Okay, the cops. Here we go. Two cops on their lunch break stole a wheel of cheese because one likes to steal. Now another cop car is chasing the first cops. So you have two cops in a cop car chase. Do that.
I don't even know if Michael Winslow could do this.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think he
could.
can.
Roy, that was really loud.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn it down for a second. Okay,
All right.
I can try it again.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
Am I still coming?
You're
in?
still coming through. Go
All right.
ahead.
Calling all units. There is a wheel of cheese robbery reported on the corner of 5th and. Oh my God, George, get down! I don't know why there was.
They threw a rocket at him?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't know what was happening in the middle there. There was like
an RPG launch.
over a wheel of cheese. Fantastic
They did not
stuff.
take crime well in their city.
No. Corex 69 dudes. That's not part of his name. Says, hey, balling, smashing. Whatever. I don't know what game you're talking about. Says, he understands Too Human is an Xbox 360 exclusive. But how far does the exclusivity deal go? Is it limited time? Any chances it'll show up on the PS3 somewhere down the line? So here's the deal. Microsoft is publishing Too Human. So, no, we're never going to see it. Now, I don't know how the deals work with things like a repackaging and sort of a recreation, say like Ninja Gaiden Sigma or something like that. So, I don't know if you would see some alternate version far off in the future, in the year 2000 maybe. But
The distant future. The year 2000.
but yeah, we're not going to see it anytime soon.
The distant future. The distant future.
And that's all for that's all the males and females
That's
this
it.
week.
That was a Flight of the Conchords reference for all you.
I don't like that show.
What? You're crazy.
I don't know, man. I mean, I was in Tenacious D, and that set the limit. That set the bar, and they haven't hit it.
Yeah.
What's next on our schedule here?
Around the room if you want to do it.
All right, we'll go around the room.
Okay.
Let's start with Ryan.
Let's see. Oh,
Actually, wait, no. Okay, we'll start with Ryan, then we'll go to Jeff.
You will be. You will soon see a review from me for Ratchet and Clank Size Matters for PS2, and also I'm working on Wild Arms Crossfire.
That sounds awesome.
Yes.
Jeff, what are you doing right now?
Me, I'm in Japan. Man, jeez, I don't know.
Very good. Greg, what are you doing?
Are we allowed to say what he's working on?
No,
Right
I
now?
don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
You will have 3 hands-on previews from me on Thursday at 8 in the morning. And I suggest listeners read them. And I will continue to play Dark Sector, Naruto, and Viking Battle for Asgard for my upcoming review onslaught.
That's awesome. I am playing Flat Out Head On. I was going to say Twisted Metal Head On. Had part of the same name in there. I didn't totally I screwed up. But anyway, but I'm playing Flat Out Head On. That review should be going up tomorrow, which will be Tuesday. And then, as previously mentioned, Hot Shots Golf is going up on Thursday. So.
Oh, the
review.
The full review.
The full review, the whole kit and caboodle.
For the full review, check out IGN.com.
It's going to be amazing. It'll probably be normal, but I'm going to say right now that it's amazing. And then, anyway, it's going to be a review. It's going to have a number attached to it and some text.
You already said 12.
It's going to be a
Holding
12,
you to
but
that.
I might give it maybe 11.9, maybe 12.1. So you have to tune in to see how exactly close to that 12.0 score that Hot Shots Golf dominates every other review by.
Okay.
Maybe will give it that 13.
Oh, wow.
I thought somebody was coming in. Oh, that was a chair.
The bathroom.
Whoa, my headphone just went out. All right, I'm not gonna play with the cord anymore. Oh God, it's going crazy. There he goes. It's back. Kick it. If you ever have any question about electronics, kick it. It just worked for me.
I had a Game Boy. I did that too once. I went to school with it, and I had it in a brown lunch bag, and I had a lunch in a brown lunch bag. And like a retard, I was trying to get my locker, so I had to drop one of them, and I couldn't remember which was which, and I ended up dropping the Game Boy instead of the lunch. And it wouldn't turn back on, so I just cut my losses and dropped it again, and then it worked.
Very
the
good.
best story.
Pretty good.
I'm not a smart kid.
I can just picture you standing there like, no.
It was like an instantaneous decision. It wasn't like I actually thought about it. It was just like that was it. Game
Which
over.
bag do I drop?
It's time for Pick of the Week.
Pick of the week!
What is the Pick of the Week?
We don't discuss it ahead of time ever.
No. Let's look at the release list here.
I've seen some of Condemned 2, and I can't give that the nod, I think.
I think it looks all right. It
You
looks
think
pretty
so?
cool. Yeah.
I've seen some glitches.
I don't know. It looks cool to me.
I like Buzz Hollywood Quiz a lot. I gave that an 8, I thought.
There's lots of solid games in here. Pro Evo Soccer. Pro Evo,
Yeah,
I guess,
obviously.
if you're a soccer fan. Or football.
Football.
Football. Let's see. World Championship Cards. We have no idea what that's like because that game's been in sort of
Limbo.
the ether forever.
I say we just take a shot at this one and say either El Tigre or Sea Monsters.
I think Sea Monster's a prehistoric adventure.
What's the other one? Search for the secret or something?
Oh, George of the Jungle and the Search for the Secret.
Huh.
That one I'm not holding hope out on.
How do you search for a secret if you don't know what it is?
I don't know.
That's a mystery we got to
Just
figure out.
asking Jane
looking in
questions
the
over
game.
and over again.
Well, you could be searching for the discovery of the answer. I mean, that makes sense.
Whatever.
I don't know the answer to this. I'm going to ask you guys now. Is there an editor beatdown this week?
No, there isn't, because we got better things to do.
Called Smash Brothers Brawl.
Oh God.
Roper, seriously, don't do this to me. Don't. Oh God.
No, it's not a PlayStation title. We shouldn't be plugging it on the show.
I think that our listeners deserve the truth, and that is that I do not want to waste an evening with them. I don't want to waste my free time this week. I have things to unlock.
I see.
And
Little virtual statues.
Yeah, tonight I'm gonna
stickers.
Tonight I'm gonna spend 4 hours, I'm sure, trying to get online to work. So there you go.
Wish I could play for 4 hours. I got 40 minutes in yesterday. Jeez. All right.
First off, it's time for your kid to get a job.
It is. She's almost 4 months. She can go to work now.
She thinks she started a website.
I think that's the
enough.
minimum working age. I think she can get a job at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Make me some lunch. Okay, so now we're at the end of the show. But before we get to the song, which I believe Ryan's going to sing this week.
I don't really have anything, but I can improv.
Oh Jesus, something's got to happen. Anyway, we have a couple programming notes. I don't know. I think we only have one note. Are there? I want to do that one major note for the end.
Yeah.
Are there any other notes we have?
Mini notes.
No more mini notes.
In 2 weeks, I won't be here. Oh, this is no. That doesn't matter. No, that stands.
In 2 weeks, you won't be here.
I won't be on podcast Beyond in 2 weeks.
Where are you going to be?
I will be at WrestleMania.
Oh, there you go. Watching some fools get the SmackDown put on them.
Look for news.
So the major programming note is that Podcast Beyond is moving. From Monday till Thursday, along with Must See TV on NBC. We're not going to be on NBC, though.
I don't mean to toot our own horns here, folks, but this is pretty huge. That we've. What episode is this? The 30s?
This is 30. 36. This is 36, yeah.
We are 36 episodes in, and our popularity is so big that they are bumping GameScoop to put us on. We are now the premier podcast of IGN.
We're going in the Thursday spot where Friends and Seinfeld used to be.
Exactly. Everybody knows. We come in there, we rule house.
Yep. So, look for us on,
Best is we can totally start talking about Lost because it'll be coming on in a couple hours.
Yeah. Anyway, so to clarify, half the shows, I guess, half the podcasts on IGN are changing to better reflect the release dates for the console. So we can review for the Wii guys used to be on Friday. Now it's on Monday because that's when Virtual Console games come out. 3 Red Lights for the Xbox guys is going to remain on Wednesday because that's when their updates are. We're moving to Thursday because that's when the PlayStation Network updates are happening. And then GameScoop is moving to Friday. And then on Tuesday, there's going to be various things that change in and out. Alt-Tab, which is the PC podcast, is going to be happening. And then our Game Stage's crazy menagerie of people coming in is going to be sometimes, and then the other time is something else. Anyway.
Here's what I want to know. Why does Colin get his own podcast?
It's not Colin.
It started with Game Stage Weekly, and now it's a Game Stage podcast. And I don't like listening to Colin, so I refuse to listen to the show. I don't like reading Colin's things, so I don't read the article.
Ooh. I'll tell you what it is. Is Game Stages is Colin's thing that he puts up with a bunch of cheats or whatever in there.
Yes.
But it's also the name of a podcast where various other people come in who are sages in the games industry. Hence, Game Stages.
But Colin's voice is like nails on a chalkboard. I don't want to.
But I don't think he
He's
talks
not
on it.
in there. I don't think.
Yeah, it's Jeremy. It's Jeremy and random people.
But why would Jeremy do that to Colin and steal his name?
Because he hates Colin. Because Jeremy thinks that Colin's voice is like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh, okay.
So therefore, he took the name, made it into something bigger and better.
I haven't promoted Game Stages Weekly in a while, so
yeah.
Colin must be not doing that anymore.
I think he he's riding his Vespa everywhere, and yeah, that's what he does.
He does have a scooter now.
Yeah.
I invited him over to play Smash over the weekend for this big party I was having, and he was all like, "I drive a scooter, dude. I can't get there." Yeah, because I live far away.
Because you live on the highway.
The story sounded better.
You have to go on the highway to get to yours.
Yeah, or El Camino forever.
Yeah. And he's not going to do that in the little thing that he does 40.
Yeah.
Although apparently he gets 85 miles a gallon, and it costs him like $1.85 to fill up his tank. So awesome. I mean that's pretty rad.
Yeah. So
yeah, because he was saying you can't top it off because the thing stops because it's only 1.5 gallons or something. Whatever. Anyway, that's a Vespa story.
Is it actually a Vespa?
I don't know. I guess so.
I'm gonna ask him because there's a famous anime character that rides a Vespa.
Awesome.
From George of the Jungle?
And Colin is the first person to ever own a Vespa.
He created it.
He created the Vespa. I don't know what we're talking about. It's the end of the show. Ryan, sing us a song.
Okay. All right. I have something. Ready? Yeah. You're going to have to start taking us out almost immediately after I start singing because it's only like 5 seconds long.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
si alla no, mi la bona mi na vo, si na mi na mi na mi, la ni na ver, tum 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 na na mi na mi na mi, tum 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 na na mi sa na mi, tum 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 na na mi na mi nu, mi no isola ni o no,
You watched the opening too much. Man. I skipped that right
You
away.
have to say beyond in there somewhere.
Beyond.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, that was a speaker breaker. All right, everybody, see you next week on...
I thought you stopped it.
No, I let it keep going because it was funny.
No.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next week on Thursday,
Look for us
not
on Thursday.
Monday.
Don't download anything on Monday.
Yeah, don't download the Monday show.
It's just another manic Monday. Whoa. I wish it was Sunday. 3 different songs. Love comes ringing just in the middle of dreams. I was kissing Valentino. It's just another manic Monday.
Oh, it's not working.
Wish it
Oh, wait, there it goes.
Sunday.
I'm just making myself.
Bye.